Welcome back everybody, some more BeamNG.Drive. Today we are doing the Car Control Challenges mod pack. Not about finishing clean, but not taking fatal damage. Now, it's supposed to, well, here, as the name suggests, these scenarios are meant to push your car control ability to the limit in gradual steps. Forget beating time limits, completing the track with the car's own power is already proof of your driving skill. Has a few cars, Mark 1, low power, rear-wheel drive, welded diff, gripless tires, which... BS, because those things stick quite a lot. Wide steering angle and decent wheelbase length makes this a perfect starter drift car. Be careful with sliding down cliffs, slopes, or ditches. This low grip means it's very difficult to climb back out. Yeah, it is difficult to grip on dirt, but on pavement it has a lot of grip. Mark II has all-wheel drive, all-wheel steering. Increased drivability when damaged. Suspension can be somewhat bouncy, high speeds on bumpy roads. Preference of lift off oversteer will make it worse, so stay cautious. And the Kai, which is further Kaishu of the Mark II, includes a supercharger, stiffened race suspension, and the tires do not work on dirt. So that's rundown of the vehicles, so might as well get over to the pack now. Okay, so first up we have Mark I back home in Utah. Mark 1, back home in Utah. Night track. After some hooning in the dirt, now you have to drive the ruined car back to where you came from earlier on. Limited vision does not help. 9.5 kilometers to go. Tip, maxed out 5th gear. And as you see right off the bat, we have lost our tires over there, and I have to put it into realistic gearbox because 1st gear does not really work. 2nd gear will get us going though. Somewhat. And this is not my... Oh, really? This is not my first time recording this because I had audio issues. So I do know some of what's coming up. Doesn't mean I'm going to be very good at it, though. Because this is technically my 3rd time recording this. But as we get along here, we have 2 tires down on the same side. 1st and 4th gear do not work, and 6th gear-ish works, not really all that much. And these gears encompass each other so much that they're just kind of a bit odd. But we have a long way to go with limited control, limited gearing, and really... rough, well, not rough roads, but really dangerous roads, because if you screw up at all, you are just straight up screwed. But we will push our way up here, and I'm liking the lighting they did. In a big update here towards the end of last year, they changed up the lighting on this map and everything for night, which I do like, but I do still think that needs a little bit more work because, oh, hello, piano. I do think it still needs a little bit more work because, as you notice as I go around the place, when we're in the shadows, like right there, the shadow of the mountain starts, somehow the moon's light is brighter than the high beams of our car. Doesn't quite make that much sense, but especially here where you're seeing that's like my car's high beams are revealing more than what the moon's light is here, but not as much when we're in the shadow from the moon, so, or from the cliffs. But just an interesting tidbit. As we continue to push on here, getting quite squirrely as we go. Oh, I'm glad those signs are drive-through. I did not know they were. I just kind of squirted off to the side a little bit as I was not paying enough attention. It's hard to keep this car so it has traction. I'm pretty sure it has a limited slip differential in the rear end, so it's a one-wheel wonder when it does break loose. And we've got that blown rear tire, so that thing spins easily. And so whenever that happens, we just kind of lose power. It's also odd having to double click all the time. I've had to run this course so much because there's an area of it that I have not been able to really get very well. But I've had to run this so many times that I'm just used to the double clicking now, which is weird, yes, but once you get used to it, then you screw it up all the time when you're trying to drive normally. Oh, there we go. Had our tire spinning again. Need to get it back into third so that we can... There we go, get it back under control a bit. Yeah, here it's pitch black. Our high beams barely even help. So in some of these sections, I really just cannot see, and my eye itched. That was dangerous. We are at 13 of 38, so haven't really made it anywhere yet. I mean, even though I've had to do these several times because of my recording issues I've been having the last couple of days. I mean, this is a really interesting scenario. It's fun to try and handle some of these courses and the lack of control in the car. So, even though I've had to do it multiple times, it's still fun. So, I mean, if you have BeamNG.Drive and it works halfway decently on your computer, this would be a fun thing for you to try out. I mean, yeah, this first one's a bit long and a bit grueling, but they are pretty fun to try and just be able to try and control either this wrecked up vehicle or just the vehicle in the other situations that you guys will soon see. But up here is the problem area for me. Well, if I stay on the road. And I am not going to attempt it again. I've attempted it enough times that I have decided I'm just going to be skipping it. Because it's real... You saw how long it took just to get back here. That was 6 minutes just to get here. But I've tried everything. I've tried going back as far as I can in flat area to get as much speed as possible. I've tried leaving it into 5th to get as much speed from it as I can. I've tried putting it up into 6th to try and get a little bit more speed, which didn't work. And I just cannot make this jump no matter what I try. I've gotten close, but I haven't been able to quite get it. So, instead of spending a lot of time working on that jump over and over, and he's put trash cans here, which are completely go-throughable, which is interesting. But yeah, instead of trying it over and over again, I'm just going to set us down past it. Because, yeah, I know I'm technically cheating by doing this, but it's time spent versus reward. That jump just does not seem like it's possible for me. I'm betting it's doable, and I'm just being stupid with it, but I just can't quite get it. You'll see here, 6th gear does actually work. And it's working... What the heck? Okay, sometimes it... First time I recorded it, it worked decently well like it is now. Second time I recorded it, it didn't want to really work all that much. And was kind of just bogged down. But if you got it going enough, it'd speed up. Now it's actually halfway in between. But need to get down through the gears here. Yep, one wheel wondered. I was trying to drift it around a little bit, but didn't quite want to go for me. It'll go there just fine, though. Let's try and get back up to speed here. We have 9 checkpoints left to go as we bounce our way across this dirt section. Yeah, see, it will accelerate us, but just not very fast. Rocks, gotta be careful of those, might screw up our tires. Oh, I forgot, we actually go down to the pavement here. I was trying to cut early, as if there was a road right in front of those buildings. The way I'm driving has to be really getting on some people's nerves. Hitting the rev limiter for so long on 3rd gear and then jumping all the way up to 5th. It's a bit it's a bit annoying to me too, because I drive a manual as one of my couple cars I have. Well, I say I drive. I've driven. It needs work. It's not in perfect working order at the time, but pushing it up at the rev limiter, and taking so long to shift does kind of annoy me. But it's just what we've got to do to keep control of this car with having the certain gears being screwed up and all that. Well, we are now passing by the campsite. Got 4 more checkpoints to go. As we pass by a thin little bridge here. We are going to hop a curb. Oh, that has never deflated my tire before. That curb, whether in this scenario or just driving around, has never deflated a tire on me before. But now is the fun part, as we've got to navigate out around behind this place. Which, don't ask me why, I guess it's just where we started from. But you'll see, as I pointed out the piano we saw earlier, this guy seems to have an obsession with pianos. Hello, car that has been crushed by a piano. I don't know what's up with it, but I guess it's a fun little thing to put into it. But our next one is Mark 1 Round the Small Island. Let's hop on into it. Mark 1 Round the Small Island. 4.3 kilometer long track, mostly on soft ground. Fun is the key, time is not. Get back into realistic here. Just spin our tires a bunch. Oh, come on. See, okay. Now earlier I was saying, yeah, it doesn't have much... Oh, come on. It doesn't have much grip on dirt, but it does on asphalt. I should have clarified a bit more. It has steering control... Oh, no, never mind. I thought it did, but it does not. Yeah, it's not that it has grip necessarily on asphalt, because you can get spun out there. It's the rear tires do not want to break loose, like, unless you really try hard to force them to. On asphalt, for some reason, or tarmac, whatever you want to call it, you can have understeer like crazy and just have your front tires sliding. The rear tires, you can try to do an e-brake turn and it takes forever to activate. You can try to do a power drift, which also doesn't really want to go. And you can even try momentum drifting and such like that, or even a downshift drift, but they never really work all that much. So it's just a really finicky car for drifting, it seems. Like, it'll work great out here. On this, on the dirt area, just slap it into 3rd gear. And you can use e-brake drifting or just, momentum or power drifting. And it'll go along just fine, but you get it on the asphalt, it doesn't quite like to do anything. That's a tree! That's a tree! Hello, Mr. Tree. Well, that's the first time that's happened. First time I've rolled it in this scenario as well. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to restart because that thing, I don't think I really had steering anymore. Yeah, they're just understeer and we couldn't get the back end slid out. Second it goes off the road though, the back end's just gone. That's kind of a tight area with that wall just on the side of it. Nope. Couldn't get it to swing out for me there. Oh, that was almost bad. And I seem to like missing that one, weirdly. Okie dokie, let's try and get going here again. And now I'm really wide. Yeah. Yeah, this car is just a tad bit finicky. And it takes a bit getting used to, but after a bit you can kind of get it to go where you want it to. Just kind of gotta drive it away you would not want to drive it. And that's not what I wanted to happen at all. I was trying to get it downshifted, and for some reason it wasn't downshifting, and I got distracted, and then I said hello to another tree. But it seems besides body damage, we're pretty much okay. So we will continue on, and hopefully, I mean, I had some close calls on this circuit previous times I've tried recording this mod pack, but I've never had this much issues. And I've rolled it yet again, which I'm just going to flip it over instead of starting again. And right there, that is actually the first time I tried to avoid that bump there, and instead I hit it with half of my car and sent us for a roll. Yeah, I've had some close calls on this course, but on this, well, this scenario specifically, I haven't biffed it nearly as much as I am now. Although, this is the first time I didn't have to go in between those trees, right there in that gap. Every other time I've overshot that corner and had to slip through the gap. And we'll slide it around here. That sand, there's no traction to be had at all. Maybe the reason I'm starting to crash now is because I'm actually going above third gear. Last times I was doing this, I just had it at the rev limiter in... every time that gets me, every time. I had it against the rev limiter in third gear, and this time I decided, you know what, I don't like that. Put it into fourth and just get a little bit more speed, and that little bit more speed seems to be bad for me. So, oh, need to get around that corner. There we go. Yeah, our cars looked better, but we're making it up this path, thankfully. Oh yeah, our left front tire's not looking good. As we pass over a kind of sketchy spot. Yeah, this road, or this whole map, oh gosh, is very unforgiving for mistakes where you lose control, kind of go off the road. There's a lot of bumps around everywhere, and a whole slew of trees just waiting to catch you. and completely ruin your car. So you kind of gotta play it a little bit careful at times. I did not play that careful. We meet another tree. Oh, and he's inputted trees there to keep you from going the wrong way. Oh. Yeah, that... our front end steering and suspension, all that, does not look the healthiest, but we'll slide down here by another one of that same car, crushed by yet another piano. I don't know. I don't know what the guy's obsession with it is, but at least it's interesting to see. And this is going to hurt. Yeah, I said earlier how there's no steering on tarmac. Yeah. Rear end keeps grip, but not the front end, and we're going Dukes of Hazzard. Oh, we're going Dukes of Hazzard police car now. Our radiator is leaking now, but only 7 checkpoints away from the end. Yeah, and the reason I ended up down there is I cannot turn to the right now. That right front... oh. That right front tire is a bit screwed up massively. And I can't quite turn right, which is going to be terrible here. Where we are on sand with no grip, I have to keep turning right slightly. Actually, it's going right decently okay. Yeah, it's actually... oh, the tire's actually steering to the right now. Maybe that last little bump I had on it fixed it. Oh, gosh. But there we go. We have finished this one and just completely ruined our car as that steering... or that front wheel was not even spinning there. Let's move on to Mark 1 Slow Dance. Mark 1 Slow Dance. 3.6 kilometers of unnecessary bends. Isn't all this what a drift car is all about? Also some crashes and bumps on the way, so be ready to take damage. Now, this... wait, using arcade... oh. There we go. Realistic. Now, this area, as you can probably tell, this is a completely ice-covered corner. Which is not very good for us, because we just completely lose any semblance of any type of control around it. Because it is literally just zero friction, period, around it. And here we're having another instance of our back tires want to keep grip. There we go. But as we go through here, you'll notice, hey, this looks familiar. It's more ice. And we just overcooked that. But I've had better runs through there, but that wasn't terrible. I at least didn't end up ruining my car. Oh my gosh, that's the first time I've actually gotten to do that through there like I wanted to. Although it wasn't as cool as I wanted it to be. But, I mean, that's a bit much to ask out of this car. Come on. There we go. I guess second is better for this. Oh, I clipped it. Dang it, we were starting to go through there so cleanly, too. Slight overcooking, but still got out of it decently. Nope. Rear end wouldn't go, and it's way understeery. We'll race down past this place that I don't know what its name is. Oh, come on, back end, kick out. There we go, but we came into it too weird to keep it on the track. Yeah. Could have done a bit better job right there, but kind of overcooked it and then we were gone. Yeah, once this thing does let you get into a drift, it's quite easy to just overcook the heck out of it. This is a fun little area. It's not ice, but it is water, so... Oh. Caught it. Well, that worked pretty well. I was hoping that with sliding sideways through there... Oh! Pay attention to the road. I was hoping that with sliding sideways through there would keep the barrels from going underneath our car, and it worked out pretty well. The second recording session I did, I tried that as well, and didn't meet with as good results, because I didn't have enough speed built up, but... Ow! That hurts. Uh-oh. There we go. Rear end wasn't kicking out at all. But yeah, when you try to do the e-brake drift, which is about the only way to get it to drift most of the time out here on the pavement, it takes a second for it to actually kick out to the side enough to actually let you drift when you put power back into it. Now here's an interesting section that... Oh! Why is that popping my tire now? Oh, this isn't going to go well. Yep, no traction. I'm just gonna slide this up off of there, but I wish they wouldn't have put the ice here, because the ice really kills the fun possibilities for this area. Because, oh gosh, that actually grips the crap out of you. Holy heck, that little spikes there, those really grip you. But this area, I've had some good runs through it with the ice. I think it was the first run that I had the good run through it. And then ever since then, it just pops my tires on these. But I think without... Oh my gosh, that one just straight up grabbed us. Can I... No, our front tire is stuck to this now. When I say stuck, I mean stuck. Holy heck. There we go. Don't re-stick, please. Okay, I think I'm just going to be careful over these now because our car is screwed up. But these are basically Ken Block Gymkhana style drift jumps, which I think would be a lot of fun to do, and I have had a lot of fun doing that section there as well. I just kind of wish it didn't have the ice. Like this one. Now we're going to skirt the ice as much as we can here, because if you don't have enough speed and you get on that ice, you actually cannot make it up that hill. But our car is now really pulling off to the right as we round out towards our last checkpoint and ditch it into the trees. Now, it was a success, but that run kind of sucked for us, unfortunately. But that is all for today. Next time, we will start off with Mark 1 Voyage in Utah, but until then, I hope you guys enjoyed, and have a great day.